Konyoryan from Armenia is getting ready.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I want to appreciate the rapporteur for his report. I concur with his remarks, and I thank him for making them so saliently. I am concerned, as I've traveled through Europe in the last few months, of the rise of anti-Semitism that has been prevalent, and I've noticed in Hungary, where I was in the synagogue, the Great Synagogue, and heard from leaders of the Jewish Federation and the rabbi there about increased anti-Semitism fervor there, and heard it in France, where I traveled with Jewish people who told me about people having to move for their own security and protection. That is a scary thought. It's only been 75 to 80 years ago that the Nazis tried to exterminate the Jews in the Holocaust. What occurred there was the use of nationalism, xenophobia, hate speech, and attacks on Jews, Roma, and others, and I quote others because there were lots of them, to create an atmosphere for authoritarian rule and a Holocaust unknown to this world. It is in danger of being repeated. I urge every member here to try to go back to their own parliaments and encourage their parliamentarians and their governments to stand up strongly against this rise of authoritarianism, these attacks on the press that limit the opportunity to expose what's going on in authoritarian regimes where the rule of law is under attack because it's the rule of man that's important. And the rule of man says, my friends and my oligarch buddies get the money, get the power, and it's not about the country and the people, and it's not about progress, it's not about democracy. Just yesterday, my country, the United States of America, celebrated the Declaration of Independence, 1776. That all men are created with certain inalienable rights, including life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Those are American values, but they're also values of the OSCE. They're about being against the death penalty, being for people having the opportunity to have choice, as the delegate from Sweden emphasized, women's rights, children's rights, human rights. And I urge you all to go back and think about the prospects of change in your countries or encouragement for better policies in your countries to stand up for freedom of the press, against authoritarianism, against anti-Semitism, against all forms of discrimination and prejudice that are against the rules of God and the rules of man and the betterment of mankind. And with that, I yield back the balance of my time.